Native News Today. All right, welcome to Native News Today, everyone. Hope everybody's having a great Saturday out there. Jason Salzman, Gerald Wofford with you, as always, of course, on Native News Today, and we have a lot of great stories coming up today. We will take a look back at the festival. Had a great time out there.
That's right, 34th Annual Creek Festival. So many events were happening last week that last week's show, we couldn't contain all the information that we wanted to share with you. So we got some new news stories coming up this program.
Absolutely, true that. There was so much going on, we weren't able to just fit it all. So, sometimes it spills over. That's all right. Everybody out there's glad. It's like rollover minutes from CU. God, it's like free advertising.
And I think Seminole is kind of the theme of today's show because we'll interview John Anderson, creator of the famous song Seminole Wind. We'll also visit with Seminole cloth maker. But I think the first story we'll have here is Native American flute artist Nelson Harjo.
Yeah, Nelson Harjo, right out of the box. He's going to be our first story. And he came in studio and visited with us, talking about his brand new CD, A Year in the Making. This has been going on. So Nelson Harjo will tell you a little bit about that. Okay, we're just sitting here, I guess, lakeside, just enjoying some rays out here. Now, we are in studio with none other than Mr. Nelson Harjo here, Muskogee flutist, and he has joined us today to talk about some big news that he's got going on. And first of all, this is a buddy of mine. We're not on that business relationship level. This is a buddy of mine right here. So just want to say, Nelson, Mado, for coming in. It's good to see you, buddy.
Well, thank you. Thanks for letting me be here today.
Absolutely, man. Hey, what the main thing we want to talk about is this right here. Brand new CD you got out. We have recorded it right here, actually, in Muskogee Creek Nation Studios. And I know you're very, very excited to get that out there. We got some tracks on there we want to maybe talk about a little bit. But just tell us about how excited you are to have it completed and have it out there.
It's been a project I've been thinking about now for probably about a year and a half, and really coming up with the songs and everything, and then trying to develop the songs, and then all of a sudden I got to thinking, here we have a lot of creek songs, creek hymns that we could use, or I could use rather, and when I began to play these songs, and to me they took on a whole different sound, even though they have the same meaning behind them as the creek hymns do. It was just a neat thing because I thought, man, they really sounded good being played on a flute, and it really I was real anxious to get them on a CD and see what it sounded like.
Absolutely, and one of the things I like about it is, just as you said, you look on the track list and there's some creek hymns mixed in with some of your traditional church hymns there, such as One Drop of Blood, and then you'll see the dismissal songs also on there. So you go through the set list there, and there's a lot of I guess a lot of variety in there that people can draw from. And one of the things I like that you said before, Nelson, is that your flute playing soothes people. It's soothing for the spirit. Is that really the main thing that you think when you're playing your flute? You hope that maybe it can reach out and speak to someone?
Yeah, it really is, because when I play, even for me, when I begin to play wherever I'm playing at, whether it's at home, whether it's on stage, or I've even went into convalescent homes and played for people. I try to get myself into a place to where I can begin to feel what I call, the spirit moving. And I feel like once that begins to happen, then I know I think it goes out to the people. And that's what I want. I want, even if it's just for a moment, if somebody can have stress removed or whatever it is removed from them, well then to me that's a blessing in disguise, and that's what I'm looking for.
Absolutely, and I know that'll reach out to a lot of people. I know for some people it will reach out to, like for instance, if my grandma's watching right now, I know she hear you say the spirit moving, I guarantee you she's going to be calling me wanting a copy of this CD, because that's exactly up her alley, and she believes in the same thing as know a lot of our Creek people do. And but what you were saying there is that you love to play the flute, love to be able to have that spirit move through your flute into people that listen to it. I know that's something that you felt for ever since you started playing. I know you've been doing it a long time, but how long have you been involved in this, just for the people out there that may not know?
Well, I've been making flutes for around about 12 years now, and actually my playing part, I've always been a part of music ever since I was probably about 7 years old. Play the drums, the bass, and used to play the guitar. I don't play much anymore.
You dabble a little bit.
Yeah, I dabble a little bit. But when it came to the flute, and when I began to make them, I guess it was probably maybe roughly around about 2.5 years ago.
Yeah.
While I was making them one day, my wife said, "Well, you need to begin to start playing."
Yeah.
And I was kind of afraid of them actually because I never really was, it was more string instruments and percussion more than anything. And then getting into the woodwinds, it was different for me. And I didn't know really where the notes were, didn't know anything about that. And I asked an old friend for some hints, and he gave me a few hints. And then from there, I just began to peck at songs. And like, first song was "Amazing Grace."
Okay.
And
which is on the CD.
Which is on the CD.
Yeah.
Sounded nothing like it does on the CD when I first played it. I mean, it was just like I was playing everything strictly by note.
Yeah.
But then once I got used to the song, well, then I was able to adapt some of my own stuff into it and then play it like I felt. And it took a little while, but now I've gotten to the point to where all the flutes that I make, and you see them here,
Yeah.
they're all in different keys, and now I understand just about what note is going to come out of which holes I have open or closed or whatever.
Right.
And so it's really easy for me to pick out songs now.
Yeah, and like you said, one flute may sound different than another one, and it all depends on the size and really the different techniques that you use to make them. Maybe explain that a little bit if you can, just so maybe we'll understand it. I mean, I wouldn't go too specific because but just.
Well, see, we look at this flute right here. We take a look at this flute. This one's an F sharp. And a lot of people, when they see a flute, they think about the length of the overall length. But really, on the inside of the flute, this particular hole that sits right in here,
Yes.
there's another one that's underneath this block, and there's a little wall that's built in. The length from here to the end,
Right.
plus the diameter, determines the key of the flute.
Right. So the ones that are a little bit smaller in diameter, say for instance, are going to be higher pitched, right?
Right.
Almost like a piccolo and a flute, the difference between the two there.
Right. And so that's just like this little one here. Now, if I was to take this one out and probably add another foot or so to it,
Right.
it would be the same. It would have the same note as this one would.
Yeah.
But because it's not, it would take more length because it's
Sure.
so small. But because it's not, it's going to obviously be higher.
Well, one thing I got to ask you is, I look at all these beautiful flutes you make and everything like that, and how do you have the time to do this, man? You have been going everywhere. You've been at the Creek Festival. You did the CLE conference, the Continuing Legal Education Seminar for the Creek Nation District Court, and now you got the Cowboy Hall of Fame days coming up in Bristow. I mean, my goodness gracious, you're crisscrossing the state of Oklahoma playing this flute now. Where do you find time to get these things done? Good question.
That's good. That's a very good question. A lot of the times that I spend in making my flutes is after hours.
Right.
Sometimes, like my son who's with us today, he's off camera, but if he has a ball game, I'll go to the ball game.
Yeah.
They're scrimmaging this summer, or if there's anything that they're doing even through the school year, well, I'll try to attend that as much as I can. And sometimes I might get home maybe about 9 o'clock or 10.
Right.
And then so I'll go right out into the garage and I'll spend from 10 o'clock on until 12:30, 1 o'clock in the morning. And there was times I spent all the way up to about 2 in the morning, come in, take a shower, go to bed, get up, go to work.
Get up and go to work, man.
Yeah.
All right. So, hey, sometimes you get lost in these things, I would imagine. I get lost in work sometimes. I just get started doing something and it just...
It's real easy too.
Yeah, I'm not sure if you love doing it.
Yeah. And if you look, each one of them,
Right.
they're a little bit different design than the other
Yeah.
and everything. And the tops, these right here are really some simple tops.
Yeah.
I have some that have the eagle head. I've got some that have the bear sitting on top.
Right.
And I can even create the buffalo. And then I have a wolf. The wolf actually is kind of sitting in a setting position, and like his head's pointing up and he's howling to the moon.
Awesome. Another thing I want to make sure and get out there is where can people get a hold of you to get a hold of this CD? I know we got several tracks on here. I think, how many in all are there on this
There's 10
CD?
tracks.
10 tracks on the CD, just recently completed. I was listening to it this morning. It sounds good. I'm going to give it the official thumbs up, everybody out there. So if you want to contact Nelson here and get a hold of him for this CD, Nelson, tell him how to do it.
To reach me for the CD, you can either email me at georgiaharjo@att.net, or you can call me at 650-8542.
650-8542. Jared punched that up there and got it for us. And also let them know some of the specifics about it too.
Okay, and well, I want to say this too, that the gift shop is going to be purchasing some, and so they'll have them here at the complex.
Absolutely. How much are these going to be available for?
I sell them for 10, and of course the gift shop, you know, when they buy them, then they
fluctuate.
Yeah, they fluctuate.
Supply and demand things, and gas prices, where the economy is a little bit of a flux. You know, they may have to. They may have to bump it up a little bit. That's all right with you, though, isn't it?
That's fine.
You understand.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
No, but $10 just for a wonderful CD is a very, very good bargain, I say. And for 10 songs, hey, that's $1 a song. You can't even get that on iTunes out there. So, so if you want to go ahead and get a hold of Nelson for this CD, you can do that. Georgia Harjo at att.com again, and then and also we'll spray the number up there again for you if you need that. But very accessible. Nelson's a good guy. He won't bite. Call him up. He'll be very glad to hook you up with that CD and whatever he can do to make it easy on you there. And did you have anything else you wanted to add?
Excuse me again.
You're fine.
Anyway, the one thing I do want to add is inside here, you know, and I was reminded of this when Jason read this. I had a special thanks to Mr. Jared Moore, because he's the one that helped with the recording and everything.
Absolutely.
And I actually should have put a special thank you to Jason too, because he's the one that gave us the comedy relief throughout the show.
Yes,
it was a lot of fun. You know?
I tried to do a little bit of impromptu stand up just to lighten him up before he plays. Did it help any?
Oh yeah.
Okay, good. I just wanted him to be relaxed so he could put his best foot forward. And let me tell you, he put his best foot forward. Or I should say his best breath forward on these flute songs, because let me tell you, it sounds great. It sounds wonderful, and if I'm having a hard day at the office, just pop the CD in, and really it relaxes, it soothes, it speaks to the heart, and it's a very, very good CD. I'm going to give it 2 thumbs up. So everybody out there want to check it out and get a hold of Nelson, and we certainly appreciate you stopping by with all your beautiful flutes here.
Well, thank you.
And we certainly hope you can come in and see us again and make some more flutes and bring them by. And
all right.
I've been practicing mine.
Good.
So maybe on the next CD a duet?
Yeah, we can do it.
Okay, sounds good.
It's there.
All right, Nelson Harjo, everyone. Please give him a call if you want to get a hold of this CD.
All right, great story there on Nelson Harjo. Always great when he comes by and visits here in the studio. Jason, as we mentioned, the 34th Annual Creek Nation Festival is history. It's in the books now. But, you know, so many events were happening during that week, and you and I tried to cover as many events as we could, and we want to share with our audience out there some of the stuff that was going on.
Definitely. This is some candid footage. This isn't your run-of-the-mill news gathering technique type of stuff.
Well, you know, it was festival time.
It was festival time again, folks, and what we did was we kind of just I guess we just floated around in the ether, I guess as you would say. We just took a journey into the masses.
We are hard-hitting journalists,
yes.
So we did cover the festival in an objective way.
This is behind-the-scenes look, but it's mixed in with a few of our standard interview practices.
Well, it's always fun covering the festival. We appreciate you being out there as well. So here's some highlights of that special weekend at the festival. You know what? One of the staples of the Creek Nation Festival is the annual turkey leg that is sold at many of the venues here at the Creek Festival. And this young lady here has one of those turkey legs, don't you?
Yes.
Why did you choose the turkey leg over, say, the corn dog or the Polish sausage?
Because I get it every year.
And so it's become a tradition with you, right?
Yes.
A Creek Nation tradition, right?
Yes.
That's the reason that you'd love to come to the festival, to get that turkey leg.
Yes.
And so you're going to enjoy that turkey leg, aren't you?
Yes.
All right. Well, you enjoy that turkey leg. Thank you for your time. Give the thumbs up to the camera, right?
Take a bite.
Yes, take the annual traditional bite, as you always do.
Do it.
There she goes, ladies and gentlemen. She's taking the bite. She's enjoying it. And give us your critique of the flavor of the meat, please.
Good.
Good. That's all she has to say. That says it all. Good. Thank you very much.
You're welcome.
Enjoy your turkey leg. Is this we're at a Creek Kitchen here. Is this hey, let's start at the sign here first, okay? Who knows how to say the sign's name here in Creek? You know how to come up here, sir? We are here at Frank's Kitchen. But there's a unique name in top of Frank's Kitchen. It's in Creek, and I believe this gentleman here can tell us the name. What is the name on top here in Creek?
Okay, it's okay. Hombida Choco Haga Choco. Hombida Haga Choco. That means a place to eat or a place to prepare food.
I take it that you are Frank.
Right, I'm Frank. Frank Arjo, yeah.
And what makes your food so unique that you would put this Creek sign up to let everyone know about making Creek food?
Well, I've been doing it for 5 years, and every year I have the same, and the same customers bring different people in, and they like my food. They like the way I prepare. My specialty is brisket.
Well, that is certainly one of the delicate menus or delicacies of your menu. What other scrumptious parts of your menu here that you have?
Most everybody have it. The hamburgers, the hot dogs, but I go for the brisket, turkey legs, Indian taco. They really go for that. People love the Indian taco, and we try to make it better every time we make it. And yeah.
Now, what makes an Indian taco from Frank's Kitchen so much better, say, than anywhere else?
Well, I would say the bread, the fried bread. Yeah.
And that's a secret?
I believe, yeah, I would say so, yeah.
Kind of like Colonel Sanders, you're going to keep that secret.
Yeah, everybody makes fried bread in the way in their taste, and I make fried bread the way I like it, and keep it fresh. Don't hold it. Make it fresh as it's ordered, and that's.
Make it fresh. Don't hold it. That's only so much of the secret he's going to give us. The rest of it he's going to keep.
Well, there's a lot of people out here, so they'll have to come and try it, and then.
We're going to give this man a plug here. If you're out here at the Creek Festival next year, you're going to see Frank's Kitchen. You're going to see the big Creek sign. I'm going to let him say it in Creek again and tell us the name of it again.
Hombida Haga Choco.
Which means?
It means a place to eat, place to prepare food.
Well, come here to it. Try it out. You'll even learn a little bit of Creek, and you'll find out what makes this great Indian taco so great. All right, she just flew in from Los Angeles, California, and boy, are her arms tired.
Hey, and it flew with the eagle.
Hey, we are talking none other. I think you already know who this lady is, but I'll give her the proper introduction. Miss Aragon Starr, and she is performing live. Just did a stupendous, super performance here at the Creek Nation Festival. Aragon, we appreciate you coming back.
I am so pleased to be here. Mado, to everybody that got me here, and it's so great to be here with my friends and my family here in Okmulgee and Tulsa and everywhere. Oklahoma's home, man.
Well, as any productive artist is out there, I know you've been working on some musical works. Tell us what you've been doing.
Well, I am working on another play, and I'm also working on a radio series called Super Indian, and a graphic novel / comic book that goes with that as well. So that'll be out hopefully later in the year. If they give me time to draw, hey. I'm busy. I'm acting. I'm doing a play festival next weekend, and I'll be doing the Red Road again at the Idlewild Native Arts Festival on July 11th, and then on the 19th, I'm back in this part of the world, kind of, sort of, Horton, Kansas. Kickapoos of Kansas, Kickapoo Powwow Days. I'll be up there singing.
Well, you got to let us know when those comic books and everything like that comes out, okay?
Yes, sir. I certainly will. And thanks to everybody that's watching and enjoying the program, and especially everybody that bothered to come out to Creek Nation Festival. We know how expensive gas is, so thanks for your support.
Aragon Starr performing live here at the Creek Nation Festival. Great performance.
Backstage area at the 34th annual Muskogee Creek Nation Festival, united in spirit this year, and we're definitely united this year. Principal Chief A.D. Ellis here with me, and Chief, we have just completed one of the best parts of the festival, probably my favorite part of the festival, the Living Legends ceremony, and I know you have a real big heart for this actual event going on here, and another great year for the Living Legends as well. I know you're very excited about it.
Right. I'm real proud of this. We before I started this, I went to another tribes festival, and they had something like a tribal treasure or something. And we didn't have anything, and our people were dying off. And I thought, we need to honor these people while they're still alive. So that's how it started.
Absolutely, and it's one of the best events. Like you said, we have so many treasures here at the Muskogee Creek Nation, so many wonderful people that have done great things. You know, Chief, I look over here right behind us and I see the Bob Arrington Rodeo Arena. And Bob Arrington, one of our living legends who we lost here just recently. But it was so good to be able to name the rodeo arena after him here just recently as well. So, and this year we have Wilbur Chabon Gouge and also Johnny Brazel that have done wonderful things for our tribe. Johnny with the diabetes program, Wilbur with tribal government. And I know, Chief, that it makes it easy when we have people like that to honor.
Yes, it does. And you know, there's a lot more out there. There's a lot more. We get a lot of applicants for living legends, and it's really hard to pick because there's so many of them.
Absolutely, and it's I tell you what, it's getting hotter out here, but the Chief got some refreshment there, got him a water, and you're running around here all the time doing stuff all the time, and I call you all day. That's it. What I'll use your initials all day, because this guy's always doing things and got things going on, and this is one of the many things that he has created here, the Living Legend Ceremony. Certainly proud of that. And Chief, I'm gonna let you get on down the road. We got a lot of things going on here at the festival. It's glad we could able to nab you aside here for a second, talk to you.
Thank you very much.
No problem. All right, we're here backstage with the one and only Mr. John Anderson, getting ready to rock the house here at the Creek Nation Festival. And John, welcome to Creek Country.
Oh, thank you so much. It's a real pleasure to be here. I want to thank all the folks at the Creek Nation for inviting us. Always a pleasure to be in this part of the country.
Yeah, when we heard you were coming, we got all those hits ready. We're ready to hear you take that stage, and I know everybody out there is just so fired up about this show. Is this your first time here at Okmulgee for the Creek Festival?
It is for the Creek Festival, yes. Best I can remember anyway. We've done a lot of shows in this area, but it's been a long time now since we've been in Okmulgee proper, you know, and close to here. So we're really looking forward to it. And see, we've got a lot of good friends out there and a lot of good fans, so looks like it ought to be a good thing.
I know you're a great country music legend, a student of the game too. We're in the home of Mel McDaniel right here.
All right, old Mel. He and I used to do a lot of shows together.
Absolutely. Well, hey, John, I'm going to let you get out there and do your thing.
All right,
I appreciate you being with us.
Thank you very much. We appreciate y'all.
All right, Jason, as we saw there, kind of a little recap of the Creek Nation Festival. So many things going on. Also, one more story that we want to share with you. The Creek Council House Museum, also in Okmulgee, had their special art market that weekend of the festival. We got a chance to visit with Lewis Johnson.
Yeah, Lewis Johnson, Seminole cloth maker, and he, I guess, makes Seminole clothes.
Yeah, Seminole
Tell me
clothes,
a little bit about this.
Seminole wind.
Get us set up for this story.
Well, you know, Seminole wind and the Seminole clothes. No,
Seminole clothes.
No, actually, he's acclaimed. Cloth in the old traditional style in Seminole cloth making, and the regalia that he wears here certainly proves that. You've seen a lot of the paintings, and you'll see those, especially around the 18th and 19th century, of the special traditional clothing of the 5 tribes. And Mr. Johnson certainly specializes in that. So we got a chance to visit with him at the art market, telling us about his special art and the history behind it. In coordination with the 34th Annual Creek Nation Festival, they have the art market going on this morning, and I'm talking with one of the artists here, a gentleman by the name of Lewis Johnson. And Mr. Johnson, we appreciate your time. Tell us a little bit about yourself, your tribe, and where you're from.
I'm from a little community not far from here called Wewoka, and of course I'm Seminole and Creek, but I'm registered Seminole, and like to take part in our festivals when we have them, both in the Seminole Nation and the Muskogee Nation also.
And of course you are one of the many artists here, and one of the specialties you have concerning your art is your attire that you're wearing today, which is really impressive here. Tell us a little bit about this, what you're wearing here and what it all signifies.
Okay, the last few years we've been invited to the festival. Of course, being Seminole and Creek, we have another gentleman that comes with us that tans hides, and we try to demonstrate in a way of how it was during the early period when the hunting period was really, really popular, especially when the Muskogee people began to go to what we call commercial deer hunting.
Well, tell us about your regalia. What era, what period is your regalia from, would you say?
Okay, well, the clothing that I'm actually wearing is from around the 1850s, anywhere from 1820 to 1850s among the Seminoles. The Seminole long coat, which I'm wearing here, and the applique design that you see here is not the patchwork, though it resembles patchwork somewhat. This precedes patchwork. It's kind of like what we call like an overlay of the clothing patterns. And Muskogee people also, which we are from the same linguistic family, of course. The Creeks, a lot of times you're seeing more like a ruffles that covered the whole shoulder, and the difference, well, you see a lot of Seminoles, is it was more like at a triangle in the very back of the regalia, and then maybe just cut across the shoulder here. Of course, gorchets was worn by both groups, and what we call like a big shirt would go underneath your coat. Leggings either made out of wool or deerskin, like I'm wearing deerskin leggings, and then what we call like garters, which is finger woven garters, and then of course a turban. Either egret plumes or ostrich plumes sometimes would be seen in a traditional style turban. And of course the turban band that keeps it in place and also significant in the area of decor.
Well, Mr. Johnson, with the regalia that you're wearing today, it's certainly, unique, because I believe you're the only artist out here that is dressed in this regalia. Does this, in your opinion, signify that how the tribes used to adorn themselves, the regalia? Is this becoming a lost art?
I think there's only a few what we call true, what we call textile artists, which make this style of clothing. One is a Muskogee Creek artist, textile artist we would call him, but he's basically a clothing maker, Mr. Jay McGirt. He's one of the foremost textile artists that we have among southeastern peoples. He makes also the bandolier bags and the sashes and such. But yeah, this was what we would have been wearing when both the Seminole and Creeks were relocated here to the Indian Territory, which is now the state of Oklahoma. I used to live in Florida many years ago, and when I first came back home to Wewoka, and I was in a parade with the Seminole Nation, and I wore traditional regalia, and some of the old people, they said, that's what our people wore when we first came here many years ago. So it's good to hear that and good to see that people recognize it. But I think that it's kind of coming back because there's beginning to be more interest in this style of clothing, even though we will never probably go totally back to it. But it's good to remember, the different periods of time as clothing changed throughout the centuries.
Mr. Johnson, we really appreciate your time. Mado.
Okay, you're welcome.
All right, that'll put the bow tie on this episode, Gerald. And we had a lot of fun with this one. The festival, that was a good time. And every time I watch that piece on the festival, I start laughing because it's just, I don't know, good memories, man. We a lot of stuff we show you on camera is the funny stuff. A lot of stuff we can't show you on camera is even the funnier stuff.
Well, as always, we're out there covering the events and everything, and we appreciate you coming up to us and telling us that you watched the show. We really do, and thank you for all the kind words.
Absolutely. That's awesome. Yeah, because that's what really makes it fun to do what we do, when we know people are out there and they're enjoying it, and we see a lot of people are like, hey, man, you guys are doing a good job, so we're going to keep up the good work. So for Gerald Wofford and Jason Salzman, Jared Moore, and all the good people here at Native News Today, we'll see you guys same time next week.